My name is Mario Diez. I am CEO of Pure 39. We just give a little bit of background on the company. Company that's been around for well over a decade. More or less grew up in the RTV ecosystem and has gone through a couple of iterations. We are a global data company specializing in contextual information. And we help advertisers and their partners do basically two things. One is to find relevance in relevant environments with their advertising. And then on the other side of it, we help them with their brand suitability and brand responsibility tactics that help in that broader brand safety kind of conversation. I think it's not only the mobile category, but just across the board, we're seeing a lot of movement from privacy regulations. We're seeing a lot of movement from browsers and technology companies. And I think everyone's kind of fighting the same challenge of what do we do when the means of identity are not going to be the same. And there are some new ways to think about what advertisers are going to have the option to do. And I think a lot of them are really looking at concentrating on relevance. And relevance is really two different things. One is my creative relevant to the environment? And the environment is defined as, the contextual setting. Am I, in a mobile app that's relevant to my advertising? Is my creative message suitable to the environment? Is the time of day or the location, is that all relevant to the message? So I think there's going to be an increased attention to the relevant conversation, and that's going to be factored by the contextual environments, the moments at which you're delivering the advertising, and really more so the creative. I think we're going to see a lot more attention being delivered to the creative messaging of what advertisers are going to do. I think there's two sides that advertisers are looking at this as an industry and how it will affect buys. Obviously, there will probably be some changes into two environments. One, where they will be running their advertising, and then two, how they will be running their advertising. When it comes to where, I think the big question is, where are there going to be privacy first or privacy centric environments? And there's some open-ended questions about how the open web competes with walled gardens there. But things and partnerships like ours are helping to provide solutions there. And then the other side of it, I would say, is that advertisers and their customers more so are now a lot more aware of how their data is being used. And so I think you'll start to see brands take a more conscious strategy to what data is being used, and frankly, look at what types of formats, what type of data that they're using, so that it doesn't necessarily feel like their data is being misused unknowing to them.